Right?
Yeah. You ready to go?
Is all 3 seats on in there?
Half of the
What are you
last
looking
one.
up here? If you look on your phone, that's where the picture's at.
Yes. Oh, you're going to check now?
Yeah, you're on the air.
Okay.
Oh, you
All right. Hi, guys. Usually, the usual Wednesday morning. What can I say? Evidently, we must be going to have company because he set up 3 chairs here. So, and I said, he didn't tell me anything, so I don't know. Um, how's everybody doing? Oh, Marjan from Belgium. Hi, how are you? Haven't heard from you in a while. Glad to see you. Rich from Warminster, Pennsylvania. Ron says, hey, guys. Elizabeth says, hi, Skip and Sue. Greetings from rainy New Orleans. Wow, Elizabeth, I didn't know you were in New Orleans. I'm pretty sure that they're getting hit pretty hard. I felt so bad. We used to stop in Lake Charles, Louisiana, on our way to Texas every year, and those people got hit so many times, so bad. And we met some people from there. They'd come down for a visit, and we had lunch with them, and they were so sweet. And I felt so sorry for them because they had to redo so many times. And I know when we were down there the last time, it was right after one of the hurricanes, and there was what in the world is that? There's a funny noise going on. I don't know what it is, but anyhow, there was furniture sitting out in the street waiting to be picked up, and carpets and that had been rolled up, stuff like that, and a lot of blue tarps on roofs. And I said they just got hit so many times at that time, so I'm hoping they don't have to go through that again. Hey, Elaine, how are you? Elaine, I owe you an apology. I actually had uh, a card for you, and I thought I had sent it, and I found it behind a desk that Skip moved, and it went under that desk, and so it will be forthcoming, I promise. And thank you for the donation. We really love that. Um, let's see. Hello from Linden. Well, hi, Linden. How you doing? I'm gonna have to get down that way more often. I don't get to go down there that often, and I was really tempted to take the tour bus just to see what they was showing everybody, because I haven't done that in a long time. And last time I did it, they were just showing Finney, and now they go farther. And so I'm really tempted to do that. Get on the bus and go see where they go, just see what they have to say. Barbara Ebner, hi Sue. Oh my God, you have a green thumb. You have farmer in you for sure. No, actually, Barbara, Skip has a green thumb, no doubt. But these things have been they've been really good this year, and they're very. I've got a lot of voluntary plants off of the vinca. I mean, they're all the way around the porch, and I didn't plant them. And these things they're supposed to be sun patients. There's impatiens and then there's sun patients, and the sun patients are supposed to be able to be in the sun for so long. And I got to really watch and put the awning out when it's really hot, when the sun gets to a certain spot on the horizon. I've got to put the awning out because it will burn these plants, whether they're supposed to be in the sun or not. So, but they've been doing really well this year. And this is a sweet potato, believe it or not. It has the prettiest green leaves. Just one of those things that happened on by accident. The things in the middle, I love these things, and I never did know what they are. But I watched a guy on TV, and I know you probably all have seen him. And he does a show on planting, and he does the filler, thriller, spiller. That's his idea of planting. So you have something tall in the middle, and then you have something that fill in the inside, and then you have something that spills over. And I think it looks beautiful when you do that. I had my house up north, I had a large deck all the way around 3 sides of the house. And so I had big pots of these with petunias. And of course, we didn't have the extreme weather up there that we have here in the heat. So I did a lot of petunias and the wave petunias. And I said, here I was looking for something to go along with the sweet potato. And I found the sun patience. And so far, they're doing good. But you have to be very careful about the sun with them, even though they're supposed to be in the sun. But I think it's only like 4 hours, 3 hours, something like that. So you got to be careful. But they're doing really well. I'm thrilled. It's
See,
time
William,
to turn.
quick soup, protect buddy from being eaten. They made fun of that last night on the debates, but it's a fact. The illegal immigrants.
Whoa. I know where you're going. It's not a fact.
It is fact.
It isn't a fact.
It's on the news now.
It's not a fact.
But they got it mixed up. You're not letting me finish. It is a fact that they're eating animals, but it wasn't illegal immigrants, I don't think. But it was a woman. They arrested her. They think she's psycho nuts. She was in some lady's front yard. She called the police because she was eating her cat. She went out looking for her cat, and this lady was sitting out there eating it.
Oh my gosh. Well.
But if I was an illegal immigrant coming from this country and I was hungry, as many ducks as people's got in ponds around here, I'd be having me some dinner.
Oh my goodness, Elizabeth.
Or alligator. We eat alligator ourselves.
Oh yeah. It will get bad later today. I come down for a few days, made the reservations a few weeks ago. Yeah, we've been having these storms, and it's from the hurricane that hit Texas and is now headed toward Louisiana.
Didn't hit Texas at all. I just got done talking to Margaret. She said they didn't even get rain there.
Well, it must have went across the Gulf then, because it's hitting Louisiana right now.
St. Charles.
Well, that's what I was telling them.
Boondocking spots at.
Yeah, well, and let's see, who was it? Was it Elizabeth? Yeah. Yeah, she's in New Orleans. And so...
I think they're going to get... Well, not really hurricanes bothering them. It's the amount of water.
Yeah.
They say they're talking like... I forget what the guy said now on the TV. He said 4 or 5 foot storm surge. And when you're below sea level...
Yeah.
That could flood the whole town.
Well, and like I said, I remember when we went into that brewery, we have Harvest Toast, and they have a brewery there that we would stay overnight in on our way to Texas. And I told him, of all the stuff after that last hurricane we've seen.
Was it Crying Eagle or Screaming Eagle?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
It's a great place to go.
Don't know if you're even still there.
Even if you're not even boondocking or in the RVs, or you're traveling, say from Texas to here or here to Texas or whatever, and if you're in the St. Charles area and you're looking for a place to have some lunch or something like that, go to the Crying Eagle.
Yeah, they have they had good food. They give you a tour of the
especially
winery,
on party night, Saturday night, they have bands.
Yeah,
indoor bands, outdoor bands.
Outside. So yeah, it was an experience. But like I said, we've seen all these people had their place that they had all kinds of stuff out on the curb to be picked up because it'd been flooded from the storm. So hopefully that won't happen this time. I don't
know. Every time we go there, there's always trash along that one road right there sitting out there.
Well, it's because at one time they had like 5 hurricanes in a row.
Yeah, the guy told us that came to the villages, he's from there. And he told us, he said it takes them sometimes months to get that hurricane trash cleaned up because of where they got to take it, I think. And I'm not sure where they take it, but that would seem to be the problem.
Well, and then Elizabeth is down there today. She made the reservations a few weeks ago, so she's not Elizabeth Chamberlain.
She's coming here?
No, she's in New Orleans.
Oh,
and that's what she said. It's raining, or she's not in. She's in Louisiana, and it's raining. I said it's supposed to get bad later today. It's not yet, so. But she just came down for a few days. So.
Let me tell you a little story I know about New Orleans real quick. I wanted to go to that cemetery where the Queen of the Voodoo ladies is at. I can't think of her name.
Marie Laveau.
What was it?
Marie Laveau.
Yeah, that one. So it's a tour guide. You got to go through a cemetery. The only way you can go in there for free is you have to go through a Catholic church. You have to sign in who your relative is that's in there, and then go out the back door in that church that goes straight into the cemetery. Well, we just paid the whatever it was fee to get on a tour guide and go through this thing. And what was my point?
I don't know.
Oh, we had a come to the hotel to pick us up. It was a I don't know who the guy was, but he's a taxi cab driver, and he picked us up, take us downtown, because that's when we were in our car, and I had a hotel room. And I told him, I said, now, when I call in, I said, can I call you directly to pick me up? And he said, yeah. So I gave him a number and everything. And he was showing us, as he was taking us downtown to drop us off, he was saying, go here, go there. Well, he gets to one area, and he said, from this corner that way, he said, don't go down this street at all after dark. I'm looking at it, I said, why? He said, this is where all the crime happens, is on this street right here. He said, do not go down this street.
And we were looking at the police station. It was covered with graffiti.
Yeah. And the police station was covered with graffiti. I said, there's a police station right there. He said, I don't care. Don't go down this street.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Wrestler. I hope you're having a good vacation. He's just checking in. He's got to go. He's leaving for lunch. So
He ain't on vacation. He's retired. Every day's a vacation.
Oh, well, I said they're traveling. So he just checking in. He's going to lunch. So he said to keep you in line. Okay. You're asking for a lot, Wrestler. Hey, Tammy. Elaine says she's so glad she got my card. Lots of stolen mail here. Just a reminder for Buddy, dogs can't have grapes, onions, or chocolate.
What?
It's reminder for Buddy, dogs can't have grapes, onions, or chocolates. It's deadly. Yes.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Well, I've been giving him,
What?
like the chocolate ice cream bars. I just take a piece off and give it to him. He eats it.
And you thought it was the vegetables giving him gas. Okay. Greetings from Gainesville. That's from David and Gail. William, Skip, when you order Chinese, always order shrimp because you can't fake shrimp. I always do. But that's that's his purview. He always says that. So thank God he isn't running for president.
Skip, I've always never tried alligators that taste like chicken. Yeah, really. Might be
Tastes like a dry chicken.
there might be a tad difference that you might notice. Like Sue says, she always calls it like a dry chicken. But I swear to God, when it comes to your table, what it looks like chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And they're deep fried or fried or whatever. Got a crust on the outside. And you'll eat them. And if somebody didn't tell you that was alligator, you probably wouldn't think anything about it.
Honey, why don't you sit down here on the rug? That's what I put it there for.
Down here, you can get what they call gator bites at Gators.
Mm-hmm.
I think all Gators. There's 3 Gators.
And you can go to some
Well,
other
they're closing that
places
one in
too,
Spanish Springs down. Or is it already closed?
I think it's already closed.
Okay, so there's only 2 Gators left. One in Lake Sumter and the one down here in Brownwood. So you can go to either one of them and get gator bites as an appetizer.
But I think the 2 that's left are different owners.
But the one in Brownwood definitely has them, though, right?
Yeah. The one in Lake Sumter, I don't know about.
But of all the Gators, that's my favorite one, anyways. The one in Brownwood.
But I'm pretty sure they do both places. But Barbara says anything deep fried tastes like chicken. Yeah, kind of. And Frank says, Skip and Sue, buddy, hello. Well, hello, Frank. How you doing? And that's I'm trying to get him to lay down here and eat his chewy. And he seems, like I said, he wants to be on the porch. And I don't like him being on the porch because there's
This
ants.
is all going to change real quickly. We may have a guest today. That's why I had to move things around.
I thought maybe so because, like I said, you don't usually put up 3 chairs. But I don't like him being on the cement because we have ants. And like I said, I think he had an ant bite last week. So I tried to get him to get on the rug, and he wants to lay on the cement. So I washed it off, so if it's okay. William says if you marinate gator in papaya seed, plop it up, it leaves no taste and makes the meat very tender. Billy Bear, Florida native. Okay, so that was by Billy Bear. Huh. Papaya seed. Well, I've never heard of that, but I've never had any gator that had a real strong taste. So
That's it. It tastes like chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
yeah, and but he says it makes the meat very tender. If you get like the gator bites, like the little chicken nuggets, they can't be too tough anyhow. There's not that much to them. But yeah, that's just something. Papaya seed. And marinating gator. Don't think I'm doing that. Okay, so, well, today, y'all, is 9/11, and we this is a day to think about your firefighters, your first responders, and what they went through. They've got a club here called the 343 Club, which are there was 343 firefighters and first responders that was killed in 9/11, and they had all kinds of memorials this morning. I think there's one club that maybe has something this evening, but it just seemed like all of them was like at 10 o'clock this morning. The churches, the veterans, they all had memorial stuff going on at 10 o'clock this
I
morning.
don't think I put sugar in it.
But anyhow, they're we all want to. Their slogan is always "Never forget," and we won't. And you all have. I know you all have a probably a recollection of what you were doing at the time that you found out about 9/11. And as I remember mine, I was home by myself. Skip was on the road. My boys was on the road. And I said, just when I stood there watching, I was watching it on, I think it was Good Morning America or one of the other morning talk shows, watching it. And all that was running through my mind was, I got to call him. I got to talk to him. If this is going to be the last minute, I want to say something, And so I tried to call everybody. And of course, Skip never answers the phone. So I couldn't get a hold of him. But I did call and talk to my boys. And then I talked to all of my family. I called my sisters and my brothers, anybody I could get a hold of. Because it just, it was so scary that time. So scary what was going on. So.
Special delivery, Skip Smith and Sue Smith coffee.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Our guest has arrived. Bub, come on, sit down. Oh.
Buddy, stop it. I'll give it to my friend Sue Smith, special delivery from town.
Oh my gosh, she made me cookies.
She did.
Oh, bless her heart. I told you I was just kidding.
She wasn't.
Oh, well, she's such a good cook.
Give you and we'll give some to Skip.
Yeah, she's such a good cook. She really is.
He's unruly. When we have company, he's just totally unruly.
Yeah, that's usually when we have company. We usually leave him inside because it gets impossible.
What's that?
I said he gets impossible when there's company.
I'm just so excited. I'm a puppy, and I'm just so excited.
He
That's
is.
all. I'll calm down.
They're like grandkids. They're fun to have because you can go home.
Amen.
Yeah, but anyhow, like I said, never forget. Remember 9/11. It's very important, and like I said, we have our own way of thanking those people in line. That was there. The people that have children that they have grown up since that happened. It's been 23 years now, I believe.
Long time.
Yeah, and I said it's a long time, but I will never forget. And I said that's their motto: never forget. So remember that.
What?
Never forget.
Never forget they were Muslims that done it. I know. I'm not supposed to say that, but it's a fact.
Yeah, but then they're not all bad.
Hey, I'm not running for president. I can say what I want.
I know, but they're not all. Then just a few bad apples.
They have a weird religion. They treat women weird. They have all this weird stuff. And as far as I'm concerned, they can keep that weird stuff over there.
Yes.
When you come to a democracy like America is, you better change your attitude.
They're not all bad.
Buddy.
Buddy's on the loose.
Buddy, you tell them.
Yeah, Elizabeth says, I remember exactly. I was at a high school in the cafeteria with a student, and we saw it happen on the TV in the cafeteria. Yeah, most everybody remembers where they were at that time. And it's,
You got a couple of new stickers on.
It's just, it was one of those things that I'll never forget.
The Go Bruins?
And I used to keep newspaper. I would always keep the front page of the newspaper wherever we lived, because we moved a lot. And I always kept the front page of the paper. And I said, that was on the front page of every paper, of course.
I don't remember you did.
And I said, it was just one of those things, So, but we will never forget. Buddy, are you going with him? He says, I'm coming with you, Kevin. Yeah, and y'all know this is Kevin Jack. Yeah. And
Buddy would be the easiest dog to steal. Just open your door. He'll jump in your car. He'll get nervous. And he'll puke.
Yes, and Buddy has grown. He's still just a little over 10 pounds. So I don't think he's going to get much bigger. I think he's pretty
He
much.
was 9 pounds.
Well, he's 10.4 right now.
Huh.
I was at the vet the other day.
He don't look near that big to me. He just looks skinny all the
Well,
time.
he's
I swear to
very
God,
long.
if you was to see this dog with somebody else, you'd say he's not getting enough to eat.
Well, like I said, no, and you can't feed little dogs.
I still think there's a little Dotson in him.
Well,
He's long, isn't he, Kevin?
Yeah,
he's a long dog.
yeah, he's
Buddy.
long. But now, like I said, he's still a puppy.
Still a puppy.
Nah, he's 10, 11 months old now. He's
No,
he's getting
he's
out
9
of
months
that.
old now. So, but and he's going to get.
He's
Yeah.
not going to get much bigger.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think he's got because he's been in that.
Anyway,
that
Kevin
range.
said he saved a bunch of money at Winn-Dixie.
Saved a bunch of money at Winn-Dixie.
Oh yeah,
Right?
what'd you get?
Skip's favorite, baby back ribs.
Oh, cool.
Are they pork? Pork loin? Yeah.
Yeah, they're baby backs.
Well, you can get baby back ribs and beef. That's the little calves that they kill.
I never, hardly ever see those.
Well, the dairy farms, they take the calf. All they want is the milk to sell. The calves is a byproduct.
Yeah.
That's where when you go to a restaurant and you order things like,
Good.
what's that meat? Veal.
Yeah.
Veal is baby calf.
Yeah.
That's what that
Yeah.
is. So,
So anyway, times 4.
well,
Times 4.
Yeah.
Right? I bought guess how much?
I have no idea.
$25.
Is that a good
I
deal?
bought 4 of these for $25.
Wow. Okay.
I had
Did they have to buy one get one going on?
plus I used our points from before.
Yeah.
So $80 for 25. That's a good deal.
That's normal price is,
No, they're
that's
normal
on there.
$5.99 a pound.
And how many of these did you get?
4. They're usually about almost $20 a piece.
Yeah, so
Buddy.
normal price is 80.
Buddy,
And
For
you got
25.
you got them for what? Buddy.
25.
Buddy.
he's chasing
Come here.
geckos again.
Come here.
Oh, and this guy's going to do. Is he going to do
I don't know who
lawn mowing?
that guy is.
I don't either. But anyhow, William, shame on you. He says Springfield's where you can get real hot dogs.
Okay.
So Springfield's where you can get real hot dogs. Did you watch the debate last night?
Some of it. I
Okay.
could only take so much.
Okay. Frank says, thank you for mentioning 911. 9/11. I was working in Dearborn, Michigan for Detroit Edison. All the crews were called back in from the
Is that
field
what's
working.
his name that trims our bushes?
Oh yeah, Tenno.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
But okay. Yeah, it was that kind of a scary day. You didn't know what was going to happen next. So he said all the field workers were called back in.
What field workers?
Huh?
What?
Oh my gosh. He was working for Detroit Edison. All the crews were called back in from the field working. All their crew had been out in the field working for
What crew?
Detroit Edison.
Oh, that's the
Edison.
electric company?
Yeah.
Well, usually during hurricane, they send electric companies to the hurricane from everywhere else.
Honey, it was for 9/11. For 9/11.
Come on.
For 9/11. Not a hurricane.
It's what?
9/11, not a hurricane.
Oh, never mind.
Yes, Jen, I sold my home in Rhode Island. That nightmare is finally over. Thank God.
Jen Smith says, I was up on a plane out of Boston that morning going to work meeting. Had to land in Georgia. Was there a few days. Still strangers got a car and asked. Oh, well, I lost all of it, half of it. Anyhow, says still strangers got a car and asked, and that's all I got. Oh, asked me if I wanted to drive back to Massachusetts. Yeah, that was one time that I actually seen the whole country be American. They weren't Republican. They weren't Democrat. They were Americans. And they all wanted to know how they could help, what they could do. You checked with your neighbors. You checked with your family. It was so it's not unusual for, people ask you if you wanted to ride back home for that kind of thing, because it was one of those, everybody come together at that time. I wished it was that way every day. But it, of course it is what it is. But But yeah, it was one of those days where like everybody was an American.
Jen Smith. Hi, Kevin. What are you carrying up to? Pickleball, 7 o'clock in the morning. Skip to sleep until noon. Going to the squares. Trying to get some golf in. College football is here. NFL is here. Just living life. Just living life. Dropping in on Skip and Sue. They never know when I'm coming. I just drop in.
Yep.
Life's good.
Yep. Hey, Tricia.
You know what? The worst day in the Villages beats the best day on the job.
That's true.
Well, she says that love when you visit Grouchy, Skip, and Pat.
So he's all right.
Oh, and I'm Sue. Haven't been Pat this week. And Cindy G says, "What a deal on ribs!" Yeah, that's a really good deal.
Yeah, BOGO, buy one get one.
Yeah, and I love the buy one get one, but you got to watch. Sometimes they raise the prices with that buy one get one.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that when I first moved down there. They, I was a big hot dog lover. You know, I'd eat hot dog breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I thought that 2 for $1 was great.
Yeah.
And then I seen that they'd raised the price of hot dogs to like $4.66. So, you know, at that time, and this was 10 years ago.
But my question, Sue, is when the people start coming back in, say, December, and then the snowbirds, will prices go up?
Sometimes they do, and it's certain things. It's not everything, but certain particular things. And your
My
coupons.
iced tea is one of them things.
Your coupons in the paper,
yeah,
they'll disappear.
Okay.
Because they don't need to entice you to come in.
Right.
So those will disappear. And
iced tea disappears. Sue has to buy it when it's on the shelf. She'll clean the shelf off. We stock it out in the garage. I mean, it's crazy. You got to do this. And yesterday, she went to the store. I think it was yesterday. Whenever she went to the store, she says, "Is there anything you need?" And I said, "Yeah, we're going to need my cereal." Because I eat cereal at night sometimes because it's quick and it's easy. And she texted me back. And what? Cornflakes. No. Tony the Tiger. Frosted cornflakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
They didn't have any.
Nobody has Tony the Tiger anymore. I don't think they produce them anymore. There's Tony the Tiger and Frosted Flakes.
School went back to school. Kids went back to school. That's what they eat.
But I mean, right now they don't have them. They don't make them anymore.
Well, that's good because I'm a diabetic and I love them.
All I know is growing up as a kid, I can never recall ever Mom coming back and saying the store was sold out. Ever.
Never.
Yeah. You know, with the way they've got everything priced, they don't overmake things anymore. You know how they used to have huge warehouses of stuff.
That's Japanese fault.
Well, that and Amazon. But
yeah, Japanese came up with a thing called on-time service, and all the companies around the United States adopted it. That's what's happened to this day. They don't store stuff in a warehouse like they used to.
Okay. Well, and I said when I can't find something, I'm guilty of it too. When I can't find something in the store, I look on Amazon and see if I can find it.
Bill.
Well, that's the first place I look.
Yeah, because you don't go to the stores, so.
Bill, wondering how does the UPS keep up with all of the current amount of homes? Man, there are so many UPS trucks, Amazon trucks. I can't even render a guess how many there are.
You can clock them in here. You know, you see one, then you see the next one.
Oh yeah,
see the next
nonstop. It's
yeah,
nonstop.
Yeah, 3 a day.
Yeah, and a lot of these companies like Amazon and we've even had our postal service down here at the post office that they've actually on the way home from work would drive by my house and bring a package or something up to the front door and give it to us. So they don't work normal hours like they would up north, or at least not here. Up north by say 5 or 6 o'clock, the deliveries were done, unless it was a holiday or something. Buddy, quiet. Here, I've gotten an Amazon delivery at my house way after dark.
I usually get them around 8 o'clock.
Yeah, they have a regular route, but if they've got something that they promised, you know, same day delivery, they'll get it to you no matter what time it is.
You know, in a retirement community like this, I'm just going to guess that Amazon's pretty popular. We don't have to get in the car to go anywhere.
No.
You just order it, and if you're not in a big hurry for it, in a couple of days it shows up.
Oh, within a couple of days.
Yep. And especially since COVID, people are using more than more than they used to.
Your pickleball paddle will arrive in less than 2 days.
Right. And I said people don't have to.
I know that for sure.
people don't have to go out to the grocery anymore. They don't have to be exposed.
I'm going to put you in the house if you don't stop it.
Okay. Joseph said, I'm still amazed how they were able to ground every plane in the country. I can't imagine the Kairos, but they did it. Yes, they did. For 9/11, they grounded everything, which was very, very smart thing to do, because they didn't know what was going on any more than we did. I mean, it happened so quick and so unexpected that they didn't know what was going on. So the best way to keep from having another plane, because I was really, the first plane was really a shock. But then when there was a second plane, my head says we're being invaded. I mean, that was just the way I thought, we're being invaded. So I thought there would be many, many more.
Invaded would be an attack.
I thought invaded.
That's not invaded.
Everybody's
dead. There's nobody there to invade.
Well, what?
Invasion is what's happening at the southern border. They're coming in and taking and doing whatever. When they crash a plane into the building, that's an attack. There's no invasion. They're all dead.
But I thought, like I said, when the second one hit, I thought there would be more than two. That first one,
nobody knew. That's why they grounded everything.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Remember our boy? He was up in Pennsylvania, and right after the planes hit, immediately, he worked for Panther. And they had him go pick up a load of medical supplies. This is before they even went in there and started cleaning anything up. And told him he had to go literally almost to ground zero to some fire station close to ground zero and deliver this emergency medical supplies.
Yes, yes.
And he called us and told us what he saw. And, I guess it was just a mess. Streets were blocked.
Everybody, like I said, everybody knows where they were or what they were doing at the time this attack happened. And I said, I hadn't been up very long. I got up, I went for my walk, and I come in, I turned on, like I said, it was Good Morning America, or what was the other show that's on? The Today Show.
We lived in Indiana 23 years ago.
Yeah.
What walk?
I went to the gym every day in Indiana.
Oh, did you? See, I don't know.
You didn't. You were on the road. You didn't know what I did. I lived by myself, basically. But yeah, everybody remembers that, and yeah, everyone knows someone that perished. Now the fallout for the rescue workers. Yes, like I said, and that's what that 343 club is. Is like I said, those are the 343 number is for the firefighters and the first responders that died in that explosion. So, like I said, I never heard of the club before until I actually heard it on the radio, and they were having a memorial service. And I said, the one thing I did notice I didn't care for was all the memorial services were 10 o'clock this morning. I don't know why they didn't spread it out some, but.
So they have a lot of shows on the History Channel.
Yeah.
If you get the History Channel, they have from 9/11.
Oh, okay.
I watched a couple this morning.
Oh, I do. I watch History Channel and PBS, and I watch
They have a lot of great stuff on YouTube.
Okay. Well, and I know I heard somebody say the other day that she had watched and learned some things that she said as much jabbering about it as if you heard on TV and the papers and people talking and what have you. She still learned different stuff.
Awful, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Well, they learn all that stuff after the investigation. They piece all of it back together. They inspect all the different parts. They pick up all this information.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate how a small group of people can destroy two buildings in within a half hour.
But put the whole country on panic.
Yeah, and the whole country. Yeah, it's awful.
I was talking to the chief of police one time, and he told me, he said, the thing that's obvious to a foreigner that comes to our country that's wanting to do something bad, they're up to no good, they notice things that you don't, because this is normal life for you.
Yeah.
And they'll notice things. Like if a guy wants to rob a bank, he'll spot it out first. What time do they open up? What time do they lock? What time does the cops cruise by? How many times a night does he cruise? They get all that information. But a foreign person will come in, and they just notice things. And if they wanted to do some serious destruction, they notice that, hey, look here, we can take these planes. Nobody's guarding them. They just, listen to it. They stole the plane out of the air.
Yeah.
Now you can't, because I think on the pilot's part now, they got a locking door, a bulletproof metal door.
Okay.
William says, ask Kevin if you ever had Dick's hot dogs. No, I never had Dick's hot dogs. I never heard of them.
Dick's? I don't think I've heard of those either.
I like the ones from Rhode Island, soggies.
Okay.
Barbara Edna, does anyone feel safe now?
Yeah, we do.
I gotta honestly say,
Betty.
we really feel safe over here. I mean, yeah, anything can happen at any time,
Yeah.
but it just seems like over here, it's people just want to live and get along, and and just go about their life. And
Yeah. We
I don't know.
all know our time is numbered.
Yeah.
And we're not getting younger.
Nope. But
And so we just want to enjoy that little while that we've got.
yeah, and when we go play pickleball, we go to the squares. I mean, we leave our golf cart in the square, not the keys in the golf cart, but and you know what? We leave, sometimes we'll leave some stuff in the back, our cooler or something, and I never ever feel like, oh man, somebody's really gonna,
Yeah.
rip me
It
off.
could happen.
I mean, yes, it
but-
could happen.
But it doesn't happen that often here. And
Right.
you can look, you can go online and look up the statistics. And I said, we've had several people tell us different numbers. So go online, do your own homework, and find the
Oh yeah,
statistics. as to
Barbara. Yeah,
what
not just teeth. The USA. Barbara, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, look at the guy on the interstate in Kentucky the other day. I mean, he just started shooting people on the interstate.
Yeah, and he
Seriously?
told his ex-wife that he was going to.
He was going to do it.
Yeah.
So do you ever know? I mean, you really don't. You just really don't.
No.
I mean, I don't know about anybody out there. I just wish everybody would just try to get along.
Yeah.
For a better country.
Barbara said, isn't that sad that greed when snowbirds come back? Same here in the summer. Gas prices go up after Labor Day. They go down. Yeah, it's just one of those things that you get used to wherever you live. Now, we lived in Indiana. We lived pretty close to Indianapolis. We didn't live in Indianapolis proper, but we lived pretty close. So in May, we knew people were coming in for the race. And they do the whole month of May up there. It's not just a one-time thing. The whole month of May is full of travelers and visitors and all seeing what's going on before the race. So, we're used to the prices go up at that time. Your groceries, your restaurants, your gas. It's the same thing here. And Florida is a tourist attraction, the whole state, So, yeah, it's not surprising that when the snowbirds come back that things go up.
Well, it's kind of like Disney World, Yeah.
No, thank you.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
at certain times, hotel prices in the whole state of Florida, at certain times of year, prices go up.
Yeah,
Certain times of year, they go back down.
Yeah.
I don't know if the lifestyle business like that or not. Like in wintertime,
Yes.
is the prices higher than
Yes.
Okay.
Bill wants to know about the villages employ people or have volunteers to help with the postal service and mail distribution at the postal centers. The villages doesn't do that. The postal service themselves hire independent contractors, and that's who runs our little postal stations in the neighborhoods. They're all contracted through the postal service, not through the villages. Barbara says, my husband and I went up after 9/11, unbelievable destruction. Seeing the pictures of the missing was gut-wrenching. I could imagine. I could only imagine. I went to they have the traveling memorial. And I said, I went to the traveling memorial, and that's one of those things that you can see, but you just see names. You just see names, but it's so moving because you realize how many there are. And I said, that goes for a lot of the veterans stuff too. When you go to the memorial park there at Spanish Springs, it's not that the place itself is so moving. It's when you see all those names and realize those were real people. Those were people that, that they give their life for what they did. So it's just one of those things. Like you say, it was gut wrenching. Yes. And I knew Barbara wanted.
Saturday morning now, but bushes.
Yeah, because she was wanting to, when he was here the last time, she told me next time we had him to send him over, because she thinks that she's not going to do it anymore. So
Do I?
she thinks she's not going to do it anymore. She's going to have him do it because she's been doing all her yard
She
work.
ever trim bushes?
She always does all her yard work.
Trim the bushes?
The only thing she didn't do was palm trees.
I've seen him over there doing it.
Well, I said she's going to have him do all of it. Pull weeds, the whole thing.
Yeah, bull weeds. Spray them.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Well, like I said, last time that they sprayed him, it was
my
right
granddaughter
before.
says all the time. What that means
Whatever.
is, whatever. I'm not
Sprayed
talking
last
to
time
you.
right before thunder.
Whatever. Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening.
Oh.
Hey, at least the heat's not so oppressive today. Seems like to be cool.
Maybe it's you or me, but I coming from the house out here, the humidity's so high, it just takes your breath away.
Yeah. It's not so much the heat because we're in the 80s. But
then you feel better.
we have 99% humidity.
I think it's better today.
Yeah,
than it was
it is. Like I said, last night was very nice. When I walked Buddy, it was very nice out there. There was a little breeze going. The temperature had went down. Seemed like the humidity wasn't as high, and it was very pleasant.
You people crack me up. You move to Florida and complain about the heat. What the hell's the matter with you? I'm just saying it before I get a comment to say.
We're not complaining about the heat.
It's the humidity, right?
We are complaining about the 100+% humidity.
Yeah.
I can take 100 degrees, but with 100 degrees humidity added.
And that's what I said. The temperature's down to the 80s. It's at like 87, 89, something like that. But it's 90% humidity.
I mean, because Karen and I, we play pickleball like at 7:15, and by 7:20, you're sweating like profusely.
Yep.
It's like, oh man! And then after like 4 games, you just can't hack it. You can't do it.
I'm doing it with glasses on.
Oh, Kathy B. Yes, I do miss the Dell's lemonade in Rhode Island, especially the watermelon, the blueberry, even the regular. Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? It's too hot to be walking around out there.
That was the good stuff.
Craig C. says, "Good day, eh? Can't wait 9 days till we get down there."
Are you guys coming for a vacation or coming for good?
Anybody that comes to the village,
they're coming looking. Yeah, they're coming looking, I believe. Yeah.
Most people that come to the villages buys a house.
Peter,
I did in 2 days.
Peter wants to know if there's any news about the sinkhole in Marion County.
I don't know about a sinkhole in Marion County, do you?
I have no idea.
Must be something new that we haven't run across yet.
Is a sinkhole in the villages? Because that's the only news I really pay attention to.
Well, that's Marion County.
But that don't mean it's in the villages.
Oh.
Marion County is a big county.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll check into that because I don't know, Peter. We haven't heard of it.
But this is the time of year for sinkholes. Actually, this year, truthfully, we really haven't reported very many sinkholes this year in the villages.
Yeah.
2 or 3, and most of them were little, small ones. And I'm not sure they were sinkholes or just leaky pipes.
Yeah. And when we've had the rain, some places have the rain. Like I said, I get so aggravated when we have those days. It's black and the wind picks up, and you think it's just going to pour down, and it doesn't do anything.
Yep.
And I've had to come out and water all the flowers. And I said, I just, I'd rather it rain. I said, at night it doesn't bother me. Of course, the people going to the squares, people going to the squares are probably pretty disgusted.
Yeah, I am very disgusted
every night going to the squares, they called it because of rain.
Yeah, we missed a few this week, and I'm hoping to God it doesn't rain Friday night because we really want to go Friday night. We're going to go to Sawgrass, I think.
Oh, Sawgrass?
Yeah.
Marcia says, I just got back from Chicago, was attending a wedding, had to stay in a high-rise hotel in downtown Chicago, and looking out my window, and it really scared me. I was never scared to be up high. Yeah, it makes you think.
Yeah.
Makes you think. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I do have a height thing, and you'll never see me staying in a high-rise on the top floor. I kind of draw my limit probably about floor number 3 or 4. That's it. If I can't get anything lower than that, then I'm going to look for another hotel.
Yeah. And if you want to see something funny, we've got some home movies of going to the Hoover Dam.
Where?
The Hoover Dam.
Oh, I wouldn't walk by the Hoover Dam. I walked out in the road.
He wouldn't walk on the sidewalk because you could see down.
This is back in the day when you could actually drive across Hoover Dam. I don't think you can nowadays since the bombing thing, 911.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was one of the things that people, when they did this plane thing, people finally wised up and go, hey, they could drive a bus over to Hoover Dam and blow it up.
Yeah.
And so they stopped it and they built that bridge. If you look, I don't know how it even works, but it goes from one part of the canyon way up there to the other part of the canyon. You got to drive your car over that. I think I'd be looking for another way to get to Vegas for me, because I'm not sure I could drive across. Either that or let her drive, and I just, I don't know, hide.
That's usually how it works. I drive. Beverly M says, hello, Skip and Sue from trashy Panama City. Did you say something bad about Panama
I
City?
did not say just bad. I said there's parts of Panama City that isn't what you see on the vacation channel with the white sands and people having fun on the beach. That's the touristy area. That the normal part of Panama City, which I was at, which I'm not sure what corner, you go across that bridge. I went up to where Wayne was at, and that area is downtrodden. It just is. She'll tell you it is. Well, she won't. She won't say anything bad. I'm just telling you it's downtrodden.
And most cities have a bad side. So.
People with trash barrels were burning trash. Most cities don't even allow that anymore. I'm not even sure they allowed it there, but they were doing it. And stuff like that. I mean, I'm not putting it down. I'm just simply saying there's certain parts of Panama City that doesn't look like the vacation part of Panama City.
Yeah. Tricia Nett says, agree with Kevin. Sounds so simple, but it's true. Just get along. Mind your own business and be kind to others. It's not so hard. You're right. It's not so hard.
Well, I don't go with that mind your own business thing. People are always saying that, but that's not true at all for anybody. Guarantee you, I'm the biggest nib shit you're going to run into, especially in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I see somebody over here at my house, the neighbor's house that I know doesn't even live here, and there's somebody over there messing around the house. I'm going to be the nib shit calling the police.
Well, I think maybe she had something else to say.
Craig C. 3 weeks to home shop.
3 weeks to what?
To home shop.
He's going to shop for a house down here. That's what.
Oh, shop for a house. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. William says it's not the humidity, it's the stupidity.
Do you, Craig C.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, all I can say is, Craig C., do your homework. Kind of know what you're looking for before you purchase your home.
And I think he does.
Canadian?
Yeah, I think he does have an idea. He's been watching us. And
Come on, Sava.
And we don't accept Canadian dollars. Yes. Well, the guy over there told us that. He has to exchange the cash for American dollars.
Yeah.
Jerry Bell,
just,
Skip.
what,
You've been
50
living in your house for almost 10 years, Skip. When are you moving?
Shit, if I had my way.
Don't mention it. Don't mention
Yeah,
it.
I'd have moved 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, he says that, but when I tell him find me a place,
See, it's always me. Always me.
well, you're the one.
Always, Skip. You're the one that should have
Yeah,
bought
no,
a 2-car and a golf cart garage. That's your fault.
I'm telling you, 53 years of marriage has taught me. Yeah, you go find one. And that's only because 2 years from now, when things ain't exactly right, she can point the finger at me and go, it was your idea. No, I'm not falling for that one.
Yeah. Well, and I would move back home. Truthfully, before I'd move again, I'd move back home.
To Indiana?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We actually,
Yeah. Because as you get older, you think about what's going to happen to you in a few years. I mean, we're not young people, and I don't want to be down here with no family around and that kind of thing. And when you first come down here, yeah, it wouldn't occur to you, and I wouldn't want to go back to cold weather. But like I said, I've seen a lot of people become infirm and have to go to assisted living and places like that.
As you
And
get older.
if I have to go someplace like that, I want to be around family. Yeah.
Craig C., you want to go to a high school football game? Yeah, if you want to go to a high school football game, you really should go to Middleton and see the Villages. What's the name of the school? So the new one. Middleton.
Middleton.
Yeah, Middleton High School. Their football facility, I mean, the whole facility is, oh my God, it's better than some colleges.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And next to the stadium is the Tracy Performing Arts Center.
Yep.
And this year they started having some pretty good names in musical stuff going on down there. And I think last week or the week before they finally put it out in the paper, all the acts that they got coming to the Tracy. And I said, we've been fortunate enough to have the Sharon for a while. And I said, some of the acts that come there are really phenomenal. For some reason, we're getting all tribute bands now, but, I don't book the band, so I couldn't tell you why. But like I said, the Tracy they're going to have an incredible year with the people. They've got comics and bands and a little bit of everything coming.
Yep.
So it'll be another big entertainment venue. It will, and it's right next to the stadium, in which they said the stadium's phenomenal. You just for a place like this, it was like when they opened a polo field. I mean, everybody said, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but I
just
mean,
go to Hooters and watch it on TV.
yeah, you can do that too.
Peter, why did you choose the location that you did in the Villages, Kevin? Wow, that's a long answer, but I'll try to keep it under 2 minutes. We bought in the Village of DeSoto in 2018. Flew in on a Sunday, bought Tuesday morning. Why? We don't know. 2 years later, we sold it. And then I still had to wait, 2.5 years to work. And then we, after coming down a few more times, looking, our main choice was the home. We wanted a 2.5 car garage. That was number one on the list. And we wanted an open floor plan. That's just what we wanted. And we just waited patiently until one came up. And then when we found one, we just pounced on it and we got it. And we were lucky to rent it last January, February, and March. And we came in, we'll say April 1st of this year. And that's how we did it. So we really did our homework.
Yeah.
And we listened to Sue. And when we came down, Karen and I, we bought mostly all our furniture at the consignment stores.
Yeah, it's incredible what you can get.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Consignment and thrift stores here they're not like they are up north.
No.
And I said you can get some great buys. Sometimes they have what do they call these homes that the models? Yeah, model homes. They furnish all those with brand new stuff. But when they get ready to sell out the neighborhood, all that stuff goes for sale. And all of it's not been used. It's been a show home. So you get incredible deals down here.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You can go to our video archives on the channel, on the Villages channel, and there's a file there that says, I think Sue and Deb's Big Adventure or something like that.
Yep.
I don't even know how many videos are on there about all the different stores around here that her and Deb went to. You can get a good idea about what they are.
Yeah.
The only thing we bought new is a new bed and a new TV. Other than that, consignment stores.
What about the jungle room?
The what?
The jungle room.
Is that bathroom?
That's gone. I told you that story.
I loved it. I liked it.
Oh, that was horrendous. We were leaving the next day, and we came home on a Saturday night at 7:00. And we were leaving Sunday morning. I said to Karen, let me see if I can just peel a little bit of this stuff off to see what it is. And fortunately, I was able to take a whole strand of this wallpaper. So within 1 hour, we had the whole bathroom stripped. And we had some guy come in while we were gone, and he puttied it up or painted it. Looks fantastic. Yeah. It was a jungle, all right.
Yeah, there's something you can put on the wall. Sue used to do wallpaper, and back when wallpaper was fashionable. And there's something you put on the wall, and when you put the wallpaper up, whatever that liquid is you put on the wall, it keeps the wallpaper from adhering to that wall permanently, and you can peel it right off.
But now that's the way they make the wallpaper. So you can put, you can buy the wallpaper that's made like that. It's like peel and stick for your cabinets.
Oh, okay.
And I said, just peels right off, which, although I don't do a lot of wallpapering anymore, but that was really very handy because I watched my mother try to take off some wallpaper that had been on the wall for years. And, I'm telling you, it was such a mess, and it took forever.
Nightmare.
I just painted over.
Well, and I said, she was trying to do it right.
You got Kills paint. That's some of the best primer you can get.
Yeah.
Kills will prime anything. Pea stains, I don't care what it is. That Kills primer is the best.
Peter said the sinkhole was in Cameron Villas in Marion County in the Villages. They condemned one home a guy just bought for $400,000.
Say it again?
The sinkhole was in Cameron Villas in Marion County in the Villages.
Okay, I don't know what Cameron Villas are. Do you? No, I've never heard of it.
They condemned one home a guy just bought for $400,000. Odds are it's probably the two words. That area up there. There's a neighborhood that's just two words, and I can't think of it.
Spanish Springs?
Yeah. No, I mean the neighborhood, the
You told
village.
you, Cameron Villas.
That's the villas, but they're usually, it's like
Oh,
we've got
in
villas
the
here.
village of.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't
yes.
know.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I said Calumet Grove, and like up in that area, that they usually, that's usually where they have them actually.
Yeah. That's
Um,
also where some of the best landscaping is too.
yeah, and then
The Calumet Grove area.
yeah. And Caveman says you can still drive across the Hoover Dam.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, they must have opened it then.
Yeah.
I know last time we was up there in a semi truck, you could not. It was specifically blocked off. We had to actually.
We had to park in Arizona.
The company rerouted us, I want to say, to this is off the top of my head, Route 95, which goes right through the desert in the middle of nowhere land up and to get to Vegas. That's where all the trucking routes had to go.
I just remember trying to walk across that bridge because you couldn't get into the Welcome Center. Couldn't get into the Welcome Center. That's where all the tourist bus went. And we were dumb enough to have a car. And so we drove over there, and the only parking was in the next state. So we actually walked. It was Arizona?
Yeah, one side of the Hoover Dam's in Arizona, the other side's in Nevada. There's a line halfway through the dam that tells you that. And that's the only place we could park because I wanted to park underneath the Chevy Chase makes fun of it called the Snackateria. That's exactly what it's called. But the buses had the parking under there completely full. We couldn't get in there.
Yeah.
So I had to park over there. And when I did park over there, it was so hot that day. I went over to get the car. I told Sue, I said, just stand here. I'll go get your car and I'll come back and get you. The car was so hot inside, I couldn't even get in the car. The steering wheel was so hot, I couldn't hold on to it. It was, that's probably some of the hottest weather I've had to deal with.
Yes. Trish Nett says the humidity is a lot. I don't play golf at all in the summer, which is fine. No big deal, but I do miss it. Well, most people around here, they still do.
Ooh.
They get used to it.
The key around here, and it's a fight for, is to get that early morning tea time, which is, I think, 7 o'clock in the morning?
7 o'clock in the morning, they're there.
That's the key, man.
Yep.
Get that 7 a.m. tea time.
Yeah. Craig C says, we want to go to a high school. Oh, you already said that. Okay.
Yep.
Driving a truck across some crazy high bridges must have been difficult then. He didn't seem to have that problem back then. And I think it's his ear problem that's caused his height problem. Because, he used to climb all over the house, and we had a 3-story house. He put the roof on, and he built a 2-story deck and swimming pool, all that stuff. And I said, he didn't have a problem with heights then, but he has a problem with them now. He still climbs, in which, I wish he wouldn't do that at the RV place because there's nobody out there. He could fall and nobody know it for months. But anyhow.
Listen to her, your wife.
He hasn't always had a problem with heights.
This is why I go there by myself.
So, yeah, and that's why I don't like you going out there. But because I'm always afraid you do that kind of stuff because I'm not there to tell you not to. Overjoyed wanted to know if you could handle the winters. Yeah, it would be, that first one would be tough. I mean, it really would be. But like I said, my notion was to have a permanent place up there and snowbird down here in the winter, just like, we do the other way around. That might not be so bad.
I don't care if I need to see another snowflake in my life.
Well, I felt that way for a long time. But like I said, it just depends. If you're going to be stuck in an assisted living
We know a
place.
couple places we can go up there and buy this house for half the price.
Yeah.
We know places to go. And we're not talking about bad neighborhoods either. It's just small little towns out of the way. But those small little towns are close enough to Fort Wayne where our grandkid and our kid lives. So we thought about that and then take that extra money that we have left over from selling this house and maybe buying a decent pre-owned patio villa somewhere.
Yeah.
And then come down here for 6 months and stay up there for 6 months.
Yeah.
Which was our original plan to start with, but we just never did.
Yeah. But the way I feel, once you get to the assisted living part,
Yeah.
who cares what the weather is?
Well, when that stage.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. We're not going anywhere right away.
Jen Smith. Karen does a lot more than me. She does cardio drumming, which she really,
Very popular.
very popular over here. You'd have to look it up on YouTube. A very, very intense exercise. It's called cardio drumming.
And they don't care if it's 100 degrees outside. They do it.
But they also do it inside too at Everglades.
Well, they do it everywhere around here.
Yeah.
But she always went to one at Lake Sumter because the square can handle a lot of people there.
And Eisenhower.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done that many yet. I do a lot of cooking. I mean, I send a lot of food over here to Skip, especially ribs. But, you know, I was a cook all my life, so yeah, I got to take care of this guy. You know, he's...
You realize I'm trying to hold my weight a little bit.
I don't make anything that's
I try to
fattening.
keep it... Ribs are fattening!
No, they're not!
Yeah.
No,
you laugh at vegans. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I laugh at a vegan.
Yeah,
I'm trying to maintain my weight a little bit.
Yeah,
Vegan people seem to think that by not eating meat and all this kind of stuff, it's healthier. That's the difference. You don't know that. There's no scientific evidence that points to that. You just think that. Someday they're going to say, well, vegan. Somebody, what kind of chemicals went into that ground that grew that vegetable that you just ate?
Yeah, I was a cook all my life, so I know a thing or two about cooking, but, you know. But
he's basically doing the same thing, just don't know it.
But now I
used to eat squirrel.
Oh, I never cooked that.
Yeah, Grandma Simmons. That's what we always called her. Grandpa, he was like 90-some years old, and I used to go up and talk to him all the time. And he told me one time, he says, "Do you ever go squirrel hunting?" Because my dad had a big woods, like 20-acre woods. Yeah, I go back there and get a squirrel once in a while because Dad likes to fry it. I didn't really care about eating a squirrel. It's I don't know, it's gamey. I didn't care about it. And he says, "Boy, I sure would like to have some squirrel gravy and biscuits. I ain't had that in years." And I said, "Are you serious?" He said, and Grandma was there. She said, "Yeah." I said, "If you get us a squirrel, I'll make you some squirrel gravy and biscuits." She said, "You'll like it." Everybody says that, right? Yeah. You'll like the way I make it. So I did. I went out there and I got a squirrel during squirrel season. This wasn't done out of season. And I took it up to him. I didn't clean it or anything. I didn't know what they were going to do. And I gave it to Grandma. Well, the next day, I went up there because they had a pony. I used to go up there and see it. Every morning, I'd take an apple or a carrot or something. They got to remember, I'm only like 12 years old. Yeah. So I went up there to see this pony because I didn't have one. And Grandma was up the house and she yelled at me. She always called me boy. "Hey, boy." Talking about hillbillies. She said, "Come on up there. I got something for you." And I went up there and she had in a bowl, a biscuit and some gravy, white gravy on top of it. Yeah. And I ate it. She said, "What did you think of it?" I said, "Pretty good." She said, "That's the squirrel gravy." Yeah. And that's the only squirrel gravy I've ever had in my whole life. Wow. But I bought a smoker from Home Depot. And I'll tell you, it's one of the best things I ever did over here. I bought a smoker.
Tell you, I don't know how many people you feed, but my God.
I'll tell you, I love cooking briskets. I mean, I cooked a brisket Saturday night, put it on at 9 o'clock at night. And when I woke up in the morning, I wrapped it really, really tight and put some beer and some Hennessy. And then I put the whole brisket right in the hotel pan, the aluminum pan, and I just let it sit in there because sometimes it gets dry. The point cut gets dry because it doesn't have any fat. But then I took it off like about 11, 12 o'clock and let it sit just for a little bit, and you just slice. Oh man, good. Yeah. But you don't like brisket, so I didn't bring you any. Well, I did say I didn't like it. Oh, he said that last week, Sue. I said I don't care for the flavor of it. I can eat it. I have had it at Buc-ee's. Yeah. But if I had my choice of that or, say, the pulled pork sandwich they got, I'll take the pulled pork every time. I guess I just like pork better than I do most of the beef. All right. You know? Well, fair enough. But then again, we went out and had a steak dinner the other day. Yeah. I do like certain steaks. Like my favorite steak is no. I don't like sirloin. Sirloin is close to the liver and it's got that flavor to it. I had a New York strip. I always get New York strip.
Yeah, you always get New York strip. Okay. Yeah.
But Sue, you can help me with this one. Kathy B. Besides bargains and blessings, what are the other names of the stores?
Treasures.
Hidden treasures.
Bargains and treasures.
All right, bargains and treasures.
Oh, yeah, that's consignment. Bargains and blessings is a thrift or a
bargains. Yeah.
I think that's for church.
Oh yeah. There's another place, Almost Perfect.
Yeah, Almost Perfect. Oh. That's just they have a little bit of everything. They have used. They have new. Right. And that's because they've got some big buildings.
Like 3 buildings now.
Yeah.
It's more or less of an upscale place, but still it doesn't break the bank. Oh no, it's a good way to go check things out. Yeah. And there's a couple others that
Ye Old
Cap-
Thrift Shop in
Ye Old
Leesburg.
Thrift Shop.
Love that
Yep.
place.
Yep.
And they've got 2 stores. One is for your clothing and books and housewares. The other one has furniture and pictures, things like that. So,
Yep.
and it's it's actually Fruitland Park, isn't it? Yeah, I believe it's actually
You're
Fruitland
asking
Park.
me?
No, I was asking Kevin. I don't know if that's what they consider. I think they consider it Fruitland Park instead of
I
Leesburg.
can tell you when I went down to the Fruitland Park Police Department to do my ride along with them, that street, whatever that street is down there, right there on that corner, was a consignment store of stuff. On the right hand side. It was right there on that corner. Big place.
Okay, well, I don't have any idea.
Well, I looked at it and I thought to myself, I think me and you went there years ago. Years ago.
Could be.
We didn't really, it had wooden floors. We walked around in it. The floors would creak. And I told you, this reminds me of an old hardware store Dad used to go to as a kid.
That's Ye Old Thrift Shop, and I said they have. They tore one building down and built a new one.
That whole section of road right there looks like it's getting prepared.
I think it's a parking garage.
In Fruitland Park?
Oh no.
No, you're
No,
talking
no.
Wildwood.
301.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ye Old Thrift Shop. Like I said they took that building out. They had the creaky wooden floors.
That whole road looks like it's getting ready to develop in some way.
And they used to have the farmers market right across the street in that little park where the caboose sits. And I said this is a very small little place, but they used to have a farmers market. And they since moved it out to out on Rolling Acres Road, and they only have it. I think they only have it in the wintertime.
Joseph Smith says, with our 4 adult children and 8 grandchildren here in Ohio, I'm certain my wife won't move permanently to Florida. Nope, probably not. If the kids are still little, she won't. And I'm hoping a snowbird after she retires. Well, actually, there's nothing wrong with being a snowbird. I always thought that was kind of a perfect way of life. You go up north, still visit your friends, family, people you know, go to the restaurants you love, go get your favorite pizza because it's still there, and then come down here in the wintertime just to get away from the cold weather. That's what it's all about here mostly. But they got a lot of activities, and you got friends down here and all this and that. I always thought that'd be a good life. And when time gets to the point like Sue's talking about where you may consider not traveling near as much because you're getting older or you need special treatments. Everybody here, Kevin included, we all know the best doctors to go to from where we came and where the best hospitals are from where we came. Here, you're limited.
Yes, but if you just keep searching and just keep trying, you will find some good doctors. It took me seriously 5 months to find some good doctors. And I'm telling you, I even had an incident yesterday where it just won't even make any sense. I don't even want to say it, but somebody kind of let me go and then put me with somebody else because that doctor was giving me the SI joint injections. So a lot of it doesn't even make sense. I don't know, but
my problem is if you're outside of the villages on, say, Medicare and your own private insurance and all this and that, you have choices you can make and you'll have to make. But if you're on the inside like I am in the village's health system, here's a big problem. I've been here 10 years and I'm on my 3rd doctor, and I've already been told I'm going to have to look for a 4th because most of the doctors here come here to retire. And so they sign a 1-year or 2-year contract with the villages in the health system, and then they retire, and then you get the email from the village's health company saying, you got to go to this website and pick out another doctor. And it's like, damn, I mean, I just get tired of that. I mean, I don't like firing people. I never did. If I got a doctor that's maybe not the best, but it's somebody I've had for a while, I'll keep that doctor just so I can keep telling them what I want and how I want it. I mean, just like the dentist. I had a dentist up in Indiana that was the greatest dentist in the world. I wouldn't have fired him forever. But he retired, moved to Montana. Thus, I come down here. Thus, I go in to get some dental work. Thus, I ended up having all kinds of problems and had to go to a second dentist to get a root canal because of it. I mean, this is the kind of problems that you have down here because what do I know what a good doctor is? I have not done any kind of education, got any education telling me exactly how to pick out a good doctor. What I do, go to Google and look for comments.
Yeah, well, that is a problem. I'm out of the village's health system, so I look for an independent doctor, and I haven't had a problem with that. And I said, the more and more I read in the paper, all kinds of doctor facilities are moving in. with 3 or 4 doctors in that, what do they call it, the group practice. But all kinds of them are moving in. A lot of them are moving down to the south of 44, where all those houses are being built, all along 40, not 44. What is the main road? After it changes from Morris, it's what? Warm Springs?
Warm Springs.
Okay, all along Warm Springs at the other end, there's a bunch of doctor's offices going in.
Yeah.
And so, they keep coming. So, and the problem I see here mostly is, since the doctors do come down here pre-retirement, they don't want to work every day. So a lot of times you see a physician's assistant.
Yep.
And I said, and I've had good ones, so I don't have a problem with that. But if you want to see your doctor every time you go, that ain't happening. That's just the way it is. I've heard that's everywhere.
Who's that registered nurse over here that I like with my doctor? They say, well, the doctor's not going to be here because she's on contract, and she only comes up here like 2 days a month. And so, and the physician's assistant, I don't like him at all. But then that nurse, the little girl, she brings in a step ladder to look on top of my head.
I think it's Nancy, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Now I like her.
Yeah. Because
she's no BS. I told her, so I got this, what do you call these little grosses on your skin once in a while, tags? So I got this tag in my armpit. It's kind of embarrassing, And she just grabbed my arm, raised it up, and stuck it on. She said, oh, you got more than one? She got 1, 2, 3. She said, you want to take them off? I said, yeah, let's get them out of here, So, I like her because she's no BS.
And she's a little bitty thing. It's really funny. When she has to examine Skip, she has to use a footstool. He's sitting on the table, and she still has to use a footstool.
Yeah, and I'm not shy when it comes to medical stuff. I know guys and a girl, and a guy has to get naked for exams or whatever. I'm naked before she even asks me. Check me out.
Yeah. Let's see.
Stephen, I bought a Masterbuilt 560 smoker.
Jerry wants to know when the village is going to have a street named after Skip, like Skip Smith Lane.
We already do.
It'll probably be a dead end.
Jerry, that me and the developer, we're like that.
Paul Talk says, we brought 2 lawn chairs and air mattress, our first at our house. How many villagers did the same?
That sounds like our first house.
Yeah, just about everybody we know.
We all do.
And there's so many people that says, hey, we'd like to have you come over and do a tour of our house, but we don't have anything yet. We're really embarrassed about what we got. I can tell everybody. Everybody does this. This is nothing new.
We walked into our house and we had a bed. That was it.
We didn't even have a bed.
We had a bed.
Yeah.
No,
before we got here.
Before it became city furniture, the villages owned all them furniture stores, and they were called Southern Lifestyles. And you could call a real estate agent. We called our real estate agent, and then they would set you up with whatever furniture you wanted, and your real estate agent would make sure that it was installed in your house exactly the way you wanted it. And Sue called our guy, and when we came down here to get the keys and whatever, first thing I did was walk back to the, because I told her, I said, when you buy a house, there's really only one thing you need, a bed.
A bed.
You don't need nothing else. And we went back there, and sure enough, everything was there exactly the way and he called us up. He knew when we got down here. How he knew, I don't know. Yeah. He said, is everything okay? And I said, yeah, man, everything's great. So they don't do that much anymore, I don't think.
No. City furniture doesn't.
But we knew we had a lot of work to do when we came here.
Yeah. But that's one of the reasons that we did shop at some of the consignment shops and thrift stores, is because getting furniture sometimes takes months. And I said we were furnishing in the first place. We were furnishing it to rent.
Yeah.
And we only had like 10 days.
Yeah.
And so I said we went around and furnished it all through that way. So I said because everything was like 6 months delivery.
Yep.
It must have came out okay, because the first full-time renter we got for January, February, March, it took it. That first year I had to rent it out a month at a time because I got it in too late. But the second year, you had to take it for the whole 3 months, or I wouldn't rent it at all. And some people from Canada rented it, and that was it. We never had to advertise it from that point on, because these same people came back every year and stayed there.
Overjoy says, I really get a kick out of some of the street names in the villages. Escobar, Salamanca, real and fictional, well-known drug lords. Yeah, but there's certain sections that are named after realtors here. There's certain sections that's named after somebody's grandkids. You know, they when they pick an area, and I said, who knows, you know, where they get the names.
Up at the historical area, there's a certain section up there that all the street names have people's names. Sandra,
Yeah.
Jason Drive, Swartz Boulevard. Obviously, Swartz Boulevard's named after the developer. And I heard, and I don't know if I can't back any of this up, but all them streets in that area with all them people's names, Patricia Drive, those were all Swartz's grandchildren.
I said, it could have been there. I know some of them were.
Jennifer
Yeah.
Drive is Jennifer Parr.
Yep.
That's his granddaughter.
Yeah.
So,
and
yeah. But, so
and I know there's an area, like I said, that's named after the realtors.
Okay.
And
yeah, that one old lady that we like,
Rohan.
I call her old lady, but she was. She's still alive. What was her name?
Deerdorfer? Deerdorfer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dreddendorfer or something.
Deerdorfer.
Say it again?
Deerdorfer.
I guess.
And she's still a real estate
She's still around.
I think her daughter and her granddaughter also working with her. They're still selling homes.
But they named the street after her.
Yeah.
Rohan Rec Center is named after my buddy John.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said.
Hi, John. How you doing, buddy?
Okay. John Romanak says Las Vegas, 100 days of above 100-degree heat so far this year. Well, you know, we haven't had that many days of 100-degree heat, but it felt like it. They, you know, when they do the feel-like temperatures, the temperatures we're getting today is the feel-like temperatures over 100. And I don't know, you know, they used to do that up north with the cold.
Cold.
Yeah, that kind of thing. On it, they called it something else, but it was the same thing.
No, I don't think it's that cold this time of year. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. What do I know?
No. Anyhow.
I think Indiana right now is like in the 70s. That's comfortable.
Yeah, yeah. You know, but getting down in the 50s and 40s at night. So, well, Kevin, thank you so much. And you tell Karen that I love her for bringing me cookies. So,
is our one person that lives in Richmond, Indiana, is she on here? She can tell what the temperature is.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Okay. Caveman 770, why do the slowest golfers always get the 7 a.m. tee time? Who knows?
I don't know, man. But I do know that in the summertime, that's what you want. You want to get that early morning tee time, and it's a fight.
Yeah, and Kevin always gets the 7 a.m. Yeah, but he does the pickleball. I think Keys, they try to get the early morning too. So
yeah. Get out there because once the sun starts to come up, it heats up fast.
Marcia says, back in the day, I went to Las Vegas and went to a tour of Hoover Dam and took an elevator ride down inside and saw the turbine engines that powered the electric generator to produce electricity. That would have been a cool tour. We didn't get to do that. We didn't get to do that.
We done that.
We didn't get to do that.
We done that.
Okay.
She don't remember nothing anymore. I remember the tour. I remember going down through there and we could hear the water rushing by in the pipes.
Okay.
And the guy told us, he said, the trough right there was a trough there. And I said, what's that trough for? He said, because certain times of the year, the pressure of the water comes through the rocks and that collects the water and runs it right back out.
Okay. Over Joyce's cardio
they
drumming.
They gave us a little red tag to go up here. And when we came out, we came into like a small museum out there and walked over to the window and you could look out and you could see out into the canyon right there.
Okay. Okay. Jen Smith says, I'm living the dream through all of you. Too old and medical issues. It happens.
Come on down.
Hey, let me tell you a fact. Everybody down here, other than the kids, have medical issues.
We all have them.
Everybody does. He's got them. She's got them.
My back's acting up again. Maybe a third shot.
I have medical issues. I lost pigment, so I can't be in the sun.
You deal with it and go on.
That's it. You just deal with it.
Yeah.
Day by day.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See you,
Kevin.
Skip, how do you like your ribs? Sweet and sour? Dry?
I have no idea.
Barbecue?
How are they done over at Oakwood?
Oh, I don't have any idea.
I don't either. I just don't like them.
I don't know.
You just like them?
Yeah, I just don't like them. Yeah, I have no idea.
You do a wet.
Wet? Yeah, I like wet too.
Yeah.
I don't like it dry.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin.
I don't make no difference.
Adios,
I just eat the hell out of them anyway.
All right.
Tell Karen thank you for the cookies.
I will.
Appreciate it so
Cookies?
much.
What cookies?
He brought me a
Cookies.
cake.
I brought you cookies.
He
Why
brought
shouldn't
a
you hand
cake.
her something? I didn't know what it was.
Yes,
Did
it's a
you
whole
pay
plate of.
attention?
No.
I was holding them so he wasn't eating them.
Oh, she made snickerdoodles?
She made chocolate chip
And walnut.
and with walnut. Yeah.
Give me one.
Well,
Oh, they're all wrapped up.
they're probably mushy right now because they've been sitting on my lap.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Kevin.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Bring Karen with you next time.
Yeah, she
Oh.
had somewhere to go.
Paul Tax says 83 degrees in Thorntown, Indiana today.
How about?
83.
Eh,
Yeah.
well, it's kind of warm, but you know, better than here.
And Barbara says, Jen, I agree. For now, we loved our month down there, but just can't come full time. We don't have the money for 2 homes.
That's why we're here full time.
That's why we're here full time.
Yeah.
When I figured up the cost of the house up north and the house here, because you know, up north you can't shut stuff off. People will tell you can, but I'm here to tell you, you really can't. You got to heat the house up to a point. You got to have somebody come over during a snowstorm and clean your driveway out to make it look like somebody lives there, so somebody don't come squatting in it.
Yeah. And Kay Lang wants to know, do you need to run dehumidifiers all year in your homes?
We have a heat pump, and our heat pump is our dehumidifier. We set it in there on the thermostat thing.
Yeah. And Jerry Bell says 54 this morning with a high of 87 today, and he's in Ohio.
Jerry Bell is in space.
I think he's in Ohio. 54
Last I heard
this
he was
morning.
on vacation in California somewhere.
Well, I think they're back.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Did the fires run him out?
Well, I don't know.
Did Linda run him out?
When Jen says stroke, Parkinson's, many doctor appointments. Understand, you know, it happens. Brad Shea said, just moved to LaBelle North. Should we get a security system? You know, Skip always says the same thing. Whatever makes you sleep at night.
Yep.
You know, if
We don't have one.
Every road has its storm.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick before you go.
What?
Do you have one of those doorbells on your, I forget what they're
a
called,
ring doorbell.
that has a ring doorbell that has the camera on it?
No, I don't.
I'm going to say, I got one, but I don't know how to hook it up.
No idea.
I don't hear. I want to find somebody to show me how to do it.
Ira offered. Ira offered. Jose offered. Everybody offered you to
The
have.
problem with Jose is he's going to tell me to go get a screwdriver, and I'm not going to know what he said.
Bye,
When
Kevin.
you're ready to sell your golf clubs, let me know.
Well, the ones said if I can't sell because they were custom built for me, my height and everything. So,
I'm as tall as you.
yeah, well, come and use them sometime. Take them with you and try them out.
All right.
You want to take them now?
Nah, another time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You're not real serious about it then. Do you want to test drive the car now? No, I'll come back. Okay, it's not for sale.
Cowboy.
Bad Wrench says it's 80 degrees here in Michigan. So, you know, you're still getting the good weather. What do they call it? Indian summer up there. Yeah. Jerry Bell says LaBelle North is a bad neighborhood. Just ask Bill and Kyle.
It's not a bad neighborhood.
Oh, they enjoy it so much. Yeah.
The truth is, there is no bad neighborhood in the villages.
Yeah.
It just, some neighborhoods have more problems with certain things than others. Like certain neighborhoods, for a time anyway, will have more problems with Airbnb and rentals. That's really the big thing. People just don't want to be around that. But that don't necessarily mean it's going to be that way all the time, because usually the companies that do that keep them for investment. 2 years later, they sell them to somebody else and the Airbnb's gone.
Yeah.
So you just don't know. And then if you watch the news, it's possible you could get a crazy lady living next door to you that does weird stuff.
But that could happen
That could happen
anywhere.
We got a neighbor down the road down here for a while. He was having trouble with a lady next door. She's an alcoholic, drunk, probably drugs too. I don't know. I never met her. I made it clear I don't want her around me at all. And make a long story short, they arrested her down at our local rec center, the Manatee Rec Center, in a car where she had run into a curb or she done something. They called the police. The police came out to talk to her, and she was naked from the waist down. I mean, this people, they're here, but they're not everywhere.
I see what he means now when he asked about the security system. He just moved into LaBelle. And I said, and he asked about if should they get a security system, and that's when Jerry said LaBelle North is a bad neighborhood.
Oh, don't listen to
It
Jerry.
took me a few minutes.
Jerry likes to stir up trouble.
Yeah, yeah. Williams's cat calls for Chardonnay and dog calls for cold beer. Okay.
But I can't speak for the villages. If you've never been here, it's hard to describe this place. This place is massive. This is not your normal in the pasture field retirement place. It's massive. The villages are the size of some small cities. I think somebody one time said population-wise, it was equal now to Gainesville.
Something like that, yeah.
So look at the map of Gainesville. We're just trying to imagine that being a retirement community. And that's what we are.
And we're part of 3 counties, Marion,
Three
Lake, and
counties.
Sumter.
They've already announced, and it's just been approved to build another, I don't even know now. So many homes are going to go all the way down to Cherry City? Citrus Grove.
Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill. All the way to Cherry Hill, which is down by Bushnell, which we've reported that for years now, that the villages had options to buy land all the way down to butt up against Bushnell.
Yeah.
So,
In which they bought some more land next to Middleton. And this is kind of new. They just bought more land next to Middleton. So I don't know whether that's going to be for housing or if it's going to be for groceries.
I'm going to move this so they can see us better.
Oh, okay.
Some people don't like it over there, and I don't really either, but I don't know how to get everybody in unless I do that. What is it, back here?
Yeah.
Look on your phone. Can you see everything?
I'm still on the replay.
There is no replay. It's live.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Kevin's still in it. So,
Well, you go live. You're not even on the live show.
all right.
Yeah, we're all right.
There we go.
I see
Yeah.
it. We're all right.
Yeah, Center
Thanks,
Hill.
Robin.
Center Hill. Yeah.
You always got to thank Rob. I'm always amazed that people in the middle of the week, nothing going on, and for some reason they think of me and Sue and they send us stuff.
Yeah. It was very sweet.
Yeah.
I like
Speaking
that.
of that, I got a package in there I was going to open.
That's why I was going to ask you about that. It's still sitting on the floor in there.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah. People are so good to us. I mean, they really are. And I said, some of the things that they send us is unbelievable at times. I mean, we get a lot of T-shirts and hats because, Skip's thing is the different hats and all. And he's got some that are very precious. He won't even wear them. And the T-shirts, of course, you can only wear one T-shirt at a time. But yeah, people have been, they bought me jewelry. I've got gift cards. We've got coffee cups. One lady made me a quilt, a whole quilt, believe it or not. And she put our names on it. It was unbelievable. It's just, people are so kind. And I said, sometimes I just don't know how to feel. It's wonderful. I thank you all. Oh, you're actually going to let him come out now? Oh, okay. Are you going to be good, boo-boo? Where, okay, where's his Chewy? You need to go look for him. Where was he?
He will go look for Kevin.
Oh, okay, okay. Hi, dear. Hi, dear. Yes. You are wet. Yes, you are wet. You've been crying, ain't you? Okay. Steven Zielinski wants to know how bad is traffic, say at noon, if you want to go to Walmart. With all the building going on, won't traffic be a nightmare? Well, in some places it is. I mean, 441 has been a nightmare for years because they've been doing construction over there. They've just about got the construction taken care of. But still, it's Indian cars at times. And if you want to go anywhere at noon, there's going to be a lot of traffic because we're kind of herd animals. We do breakfast at a certain time, lunch at a certain time, dinner at a certain time. So, at noon, everybody's out doing the lunch, So even if they aren't working or what have you, they're going to lunch. So traffic is bad in some spots all the time.
He's got this thing taped up like it's got a bomb in there.
And who is it from?
Go turn it.
Who is it from?
Dwayne up in Lexington.
Okay.
Wise Christian Channel, I think.
Oh, yeah. Dwayne Mullins, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wise Christian Channel. And he sent something.
Oh, something for Buddy. I do that.
That's the box.
Oh, Dwayne. No, wait a minute, that's just the box. Okay, we're way past this.
Yeah, we're way past that point.
Man, I should buy stock in this tape department. Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Yes, William. That 3000 that's the one I'm talking about. That was next to Middleton. It goes into Leesburg. Yeah, it's unbelievable. They just keep building, but y'all keep buying. I mean, people are moving to Florida.
Well, that's what business is about.
Yeah.
You know, why does Walmart keep building? Because people keep buying.
Kay Lang says, it seems like all the new homes in the new neighborhoods are being purchased for rentals. Not sure if it would be considered a retirement community if the neighborhood is mostly rentals.
Well, Kevin, you're touching on a subject that I brought up a time or two. I've been criticized about it. But I'm almost to the point where this really isn't a retirement community anymore. It's just a 55 plus. And I think there is a difference. Retirement communities, in my mind, we've been to a lot of them. And this is just turning into a mixture of everything. And,
because with rentals, you can, if you're 19 years of age, you can rent.
You can live there full time. See, there's no rule about rentals here, or Airbnbs for that matter.
Yeah, I think they're gonna put it on the agenda soon.
Oh my God!
What?
Full of crap.
Full of crap.
Well, full of stuff. A
toy for Buddy.
A LabCorp hat, so I assume he works for LabCorp.
Cool.
One time I thought about working part-time down here for LabCorp because they asked me. That's when you go to the doctor and you give a blood sample, and then they say, we got, or urine sample. They usually send that in, and then you'll get results back in 2 or 3 days. A guy, like a driver like me, would go there and pick all these samples up, take some over to Tampa over there where they do the stuff, and when I'm over there, I pick up the stuff I had 2 days ago and bring it back to the doctors and do that. And I actually thought about doing that as a part-time job. The more I thought about it, I'm back to driving again.
Yeah, you really didn't want to do that anyhow.
Not really.
But Kay, yeah, it's we're hoping it don't get that way. So far, most of the rental properties around here has been very good. We haven't had a problem. The house next door was a rental for a while, and it hasn't been a problem. And there's 2 or 3 of them in the neighborhood here because people had bought before it was time to retire, and so they were renting them out until they were able to come down. Matter of fact, one of the rentals here is the owners are actually going to retire and be down in May, so that'll be nice. But like I said, there's still a few around here. But like I said, it's never been a problem here for us.
So I got my microphone, maybe they could hear me. I'll read this letter. It says, Skip and Sue and Buddy, my employer gives me shirts and hats all the time, so thought I would send Skip a hat and shirt. Shirt size is branded men's size large, maybe too small. Yes. I'm just telling you it will be. Retreat sign for Sue's Lanai or whatever. Retreat sign for Sue's Lanai and whatever. Well, last I checked, it was my Lanai too. Just saying.
Just saying. Yeah, I don't go in your office.
No. So just my office.
Yeah, okay.
And it says, Skip, Scooter will need help with a drone. Oh, he sent a drone here. I know you've had them. Yeah, I have. So take care. Enjoy. Blessings. Dwayne from Wise Christian Channel.
Oh, my gosh. He sent a drone?
Well, I'm looking. A cup koozie here from, and there's this must
That's
be,
what I mean. It's incredible. It's really incredible the things that people send us. And
you know, I could actually put this LabCorp shirt on and get in my car and probably just walk into these offices and they wouldn't think anything about it. I still have my UPS uniform in there. Well, I don't know if it still fits, but I have one.
You still have it, yeah. Yeah, he actually wore it for a Halloween party once.
Oh, a sign. That's what he's talking about.
Oh,
Retreat sign.
retreat. Cool.
Yeah, for the Lanai.
Yeah, that'll work very well. What, baby? No, you can get on Daddy's lap. He's doing something
And
there.
here's the drone. Okay.
Unbelievable. Isn't that something?
I'll take it up there and give it to him. I don't know when we're going to go up there. We don't go up there that often anymore. So maybe I can mail it to him with a note letting him know that they sent it.
Well, nice that you could do that, or you can send it to his dad. Okay.
He's tangled up around your thing again.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what. This is the dumbest dog. He is.
He just does what dogs do.
No, most dogs lay around and chew on bones and drink water.
Well, he's not old enough yet.
What do you mean he's not old enough to chew on a bone?
Well, and he's got his chewy down there, but like I said, he knows something's going on. Look at his face. He's all wet, hadn't he? Yeah, he cries. When he's not with us, he cries, and he's soaking wet, his face. Bless his heart. Anyhow. There's a note on the front of that box.
It just says, drawing is for Scooter, and the hat and shirt's for me, and then it says retreat signs for Sue, and then doggy toys for Buddy. Dwayne, Wise Christian Channel, these are just a token of my appreciation for you and Sue. I really enjoy your porch sitting tunes. I guess that's what it says. Tuns, tunes. Oh, we appreciate it, Dwayne.
Yeah, like you said, it's unbelievable some of the things that people send us, and we are so appreciative. Really, we are. We don't say it enough, I don't think. But
yeah, we don't talk about birthdays and stuff like that, but we've got some old-time subscribers that's been following us for a long time. They must write it down in their book or something. I don't know, because just out of we don't get that many, but just out of the blue, we'll get 1 or 2 birthday cards from somebody. And Julie used to send me one every year, and how Julie keeps track of us, I don't know, but she does.
Yeah.
Christmas cards will come. So.
And I said, we've got a lot of.
That lady that made you a baby's blanket?
It's a quilt. It's a full-size quilt.
Oh, it is?
Yes. And it has our name embroidered on it, and the date, actually.
Robin made this for us for Porch Settin.
Yeah.
We met them here. So I'm just always amazed that people think about us.
Yeah.
When, in my mind, we don't really do that much. Matter of fact, in the last week or two, I haven't really done that many videos. Just do Porch Settin in the news. I just find myself being bored with doing the same old things all the time, because I know that there's 10 more new YouTubers out there doing what we've already done 100 times. And I look at it from their point of view. How many golf cart rides do we have to watch? How many home tours do we have to see? To me, it was, after a while, it just gets boring.
Well, I know a lot of people do want to know a lot about the southern end, and because they are doing some different things down there, just like when they built Finney and they put in the walking trails. We don't have walking trails here. They did put one in up by Lake Neona, but that's because the neighborhood up there wanted one put in, and they, I don't know what they call it, but they actually talked to the person that is in charge of that, and they finally got it. It's a small
That's the recreation department. That's my buddy John.
Well, whoever, but they got it, and I said, it's a nice walking trail. I wish we had one here, because I don't get on the golf cart path anymore, and I've got some guy harassing me almost every morning because I walk in the golf cart lane when there isn't any traffic coming. And there's a reason for that. Y'all know about me falling and busting up my knee and my ankle and all that. I had to have surgery on it. I tripped on one of those big storm sewer drains, and they put them in the sidewalk, not in the street. They put them in the sidewalk. So when there's no traffic coming, especially early in the morning, there's no traffic out there. And I wear my flashing lights and everything, but I walk in the golf cart trail, so I don't have to worry about tripping over those storm drains. And he has to go by and say something every day. And that's okay. I can listen to him all day. It's not going to make a difference. I'm going to do what I do. But like I said, I have a reason for doing that. It's not that I'm trying to laugh in the face of the rules or anything. Like I said, I have a reason for that. So if it bothers anybody, that's just too bad. He's not the golf cart police, so I don't care.
We don't have a golf cart police.
Well, we did have golf cart police cars.
Not here. Have we never seen a police car monitoring any of our golf cart trails? Never.
Well,
They
yeah,
just don't do
but
it.
the golf cart trails got very
They could,
scary.
but they just don't.
I said they were driving crazy
Now,
on the golf
Fruitland
cart
Park was
trails.
weird. When I went over and did the ride along, first thing I noticed around back where they park the police cars and most of the daytime guys go home, there's a Fruitland Park golf cart police car there. And I went over and did a video of it. It's on the video. And I talked to the guy. I said, you guys go down to the villages with the golf cart police car and drive around? He said, no, we use it here in town.
It's for special events.
So I said, you mean you can drive a golf cart here in Fruitland Park on public streets? And he said, yeah, as long as the speed limit's less than whatever it was, 35 or whatever it was. You can't get out on the main road, but he said you can get it back here. I did not know that.
Well, I said I know that all street legals you can use them if it's under 35.
Here, I didn't know that every town around us could do that.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a Florida law, I think.
Huh. Well,
Um,
there you go.
Susan Norton says, "Hi y'all, I'm late to the party." Well, hello, Susan. And Carol, hi.
Well, you done missed it. We done drank all the beer. We done opened up all the Christmas presents. Now we're eating Christmas cookies.
And Brad Shea says, "What about lightning rods?"
What about them?
And Brad, you know, if you just moved into LaBelle, you can look around and see your neighbors, whether they have them or not. We don't have any, and it's not that they're not a good thing. And they do every once in a while. They'll have a seminar about lightning rods. I think the one of the
Guess who has that seminar? The guy that sells the lightning rods.
well, no, I mean they have them at the rec centers. They have
Guess who
seminars.
sponsors that seminar? The company that sells them lightning rods.
Whatever. And Seco does make
Whatever. Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening.
Seco makes a what do they call them when they plug it in?
A blender.
You know what I mean.
You said when they plug it in.
You know what I mean. Instead of a lightning rod, they have something else that they attach to your electric.
That's the surge protector.
Yeah, surge protector. They do have that, and actually, I think that's probably a good idea. It's just a extra amount added to your electric bill every month. It's not a whole lot, and I do think those are worthwhile. I really do.
Linda's got one.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't see a lot of lightning rods around here because a lot of people don't believe in them. But we do have several. Florida has the most lightning of anywhere, so it's something to think about. But I wouldn't lose sleep over it, truthfully. But it's all, like I said, it's all about what makes you feel safe enough to sleep at night.
Yeah. If you think you'll feel better, here's one thing I would do. I'm not going to tell you whether to buy them or not buy them. That's up to you. But before you buy them attached to your house, and here's just how I'm seeing it. You should check with your insurance company, see if they'll give you a break.
That's
Because
true.
it's going to save them money in the long run. And I would think that most insurance companies would give you a break on your insurance to install that stuff.
Could be. And nowadays, they're not giving you a break on anything.
No, but you take whatever you can get.
Brad Shea says, we have the surge protection. Well, that's what I think those are very worthwhile. And I said, we haven't had it, but I was thinking about talking to them about
Well, I've got, in my office, I got specific surge protectors on everything in there. All 2 or 3 of the computers that's in there and all that stuff is in there. But I don't have a whole house surge protector, which I think nowadays is probably a smart thing to do. The average home's got, 3, 4 TVs, and the TVs can be expensive. The average home's probably got who knows how much electronical stuff in a kitchen.
Yeah.
We saw a guy that had like a $9,000 or $10,000 refrigerator. I would never have that, but he did. It had a screen on the front where you poked in stuff, and So yeah, I think I would consider a whole house surge protector if we're not crazy nuts. And I don't know what they cost. Linda said it's a monthly bill forever. And I think if I remember right, I think she was telling me it was like $7 or $8 a month.
Yeah,
for $7 or $8 bucks, I would do that.
Yeah.
If it was going to be $37, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And Brad Shea says most don't have. No, most of them here don't have them either.
Have what?
The lightning rods.
No homes built here new comes with a surge protector or a lightning rod. That's an aftermarket thing. And here's another thing I would check if you buy a brand new home. Will installing lightning rods on this home void my home warranty?
Yes, that's something you really, really want to check. William says, Skip, Fruitland Park is golf cart friendly, so is a lot of Leesburg.
I knew there was a few towns, but I was kind of shocked that Fruitland Park did. You just have to see Fruitland Park to know what I'm talking
Well, in
about.
Wildwood, you know, they've got the golf cart trails there. At first, I thought they were bicycle trails, but you look how big they are, they're golf cart trails. And in their 30-year plan, somewhere in their 30-year plan, it says that they will connect to the villages. I don't know how they're intending to do it because the villages have always turned that down.
If you saw the last video where I showed where they're building a new Wawa, there's a new Panda restaurant there. That's where they built the massive apartment building complex there. That is on just outside the villages. I mean, right on the line. And over there where the Home Depot is at, that's just on the other side of that line. So if they have a crossing from there to here, I think it'd be right in this area right there.
Could be, but like I said, we're waiting to see how they do it because like it's in the 30-year plan, and they've only got a couple of years in on that. They got the big parking garage, which Deb was really surprised. I sent her a picture. You know, she moved out a year or two ago, and I sent her a picture of the new parking garage there in Wildwood, and she was just amazed. It's one of those things you don't figure on this little town, so I can see what's going to happen there. I mean, you can see the building that's going to go on, and whether they preserve some of those old buildings or not, this building that's going up around them is it's going to be massive. That's all I can say. They're getting the money. They're getting the money now from all these homes that they're building, the village is building. So they're getting the money now that they have the money to do something with. So they're starting to refurbish a lot of stuff in the downtown area. And
now, the only thing that they generally report in any of these newspapers around here is how much building's being done in the villages. They just seem to key on this. But if you go around Wildwood, and I've tried to do some video of it, there's massive areas around the villages that they're building, going to build, set aside to build. It's going to be a huge area.
Yeah, it is. But like you know, it's not unusual. It wasn't a large town to start with, but it will be someday. Now, you know, I'll probably be dead and gone by then.
First time I went to Wildwood back in the 80s, it was a 2-lane road, and I actually drove around a drunk that was passed out in the middle of the road. That's a fact.
That was back in the 80s. Like I said, it's just such a different place now. And like I said, it used to be pretty scary even to drive through. And now people walk around without too much concern.
What was that restaurant you took me to when we first moved here? You said you and Deb went there and you really liked it. I said, I don't like this place at all. It reminded me of a woman's place to go have tea.
The cotillion. And then you have to have reservations to get in there because it's always packed. It's not a very big place. It used to be an old bank. It used to be the Wildwood Bank. And they've turned it into a restaurant. So
I'm the guy that came straight from truck stops. So I'm sitting at a table with a lamp with fringe on the bottom of it.
And they use china, real china, a tablecloth, and that kind of thing.
And they bring everything on a separate plate. Everything. Yeah. You had this plate here with mashed potatoes and gravy. You had another plate with like green beans on it. And then they bring you the main plate with, like, say, your pork chop on it, let's say. I'd look at it and go, oh, what are you doing all this for? And I picked it all up and scraped it on one plate and I handed it back to the waitress. I said, see here, we can save you a lot of work. Just put it all on one plate.
Oh, my gosh. That was very crude, but yeah.
Well, that's the kind of redneck I am.
But it's a very cute little place. And like I said, actually, at the end of that block is where they built the big parking garage. But that used to be the Wildwood Bank, and the front part of it is they've got tables in there. And I said, it is very feminine.
Downtown Wildwood, the bad part about Wildwood in most cases, on that side of the road anyway, well, really most sides, is there's a railroad track that runs behind everything. On both sides of the road. Mm-hmm. There are 2 tracks. Somewhere it must Y off. Yeah, the hiccups from eating that cookie.
Okay. Well, it's getting to that time.
Oh, is it?
Bad Karma Seco Energy Surge Mitigator is $5.95 per month plus 40 installation. Or you can buy the device outright for $349 to $399. Okay.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, you buy it outright and it goes bad, you got to spend around $349 to get another one.
Yeah, so $5.95 a month on your electric bill.
I would do $5.95. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and it's time for what's
happening
around here.
What electric company is that? We have different electric companies here.
It's Seco.
What are we?
Seco.
We are Seco?
Yeah.
It sounds like sicko. We're on sicko.
Okay, well, I said there's
Which one is this going to have like a 300% rise in the pole rental price? Is that us?
oh, I don't know.
I think it is Seco.
It probably
But
is.
the other electric company is what? They down south. That's their electric company. I can't think of the name of it either. But anyway, we're supposed to get they're arguing about it, a huge increase in the rental of poles. I know you're going to say, well, what poles? Because everything is buried. Well, they have these big metal poles and things that holds up transformers and stuff. Then also there's a certain part of the village that you generally don't see, them great big, tall, metal, kind of like poles that brings the electricity in. Some areas it's behind people's homes, but they hide them pretty well. I think that's it. We're going to pay rent. We pay rent for them poles to bring electricity in. And a lady had a good answer on one of my videos. She says, just start charging them rental price to put the poles on your property. I like it.
I like it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I said, what's happening this week? I seen that there's a new French bistro coming to Middleton. It'll be called 24 Middleton. It's a mix of Mediterranean and French cuisine. It will join Victory Sports Grill, Four Rivers Smokehouse, and Abbott's Frozen Custard. They're all currently under construction in downtown Middleton. St. Tropez Rec Center is progressing in the village of Wellpoint, next to Laurel Oak and Live Oak golf courses. It will have a Mediterranean beach theme. There's 2 new fire stations going on. The one is it'll be UPSD 48. It's at the intersection of Central Parkway and Marsh Bend Trail. And Station 46 will be at the intersection of Warm Springs Avenue and County Road 509. Both expected to open in the 4th quarter of this year. The Ambrosia in Lake Sumter Landing is closing, and I'm going to miss that place. I really like that place. They've been there for 15 years, and I was in there yesterday because everything was 50% off. They didn't have much left that I was interested in, but they still had some stuff. If you know, a lot of wall decor and things like that still left. So if you're in that area, hit them up, see what you can find as a bargain. And the Hertz at Spanish Springs will be moving. They'll be moving over to the shopping center, the La Plaza Grande. They're going to be in place for at least 90 days, but then after that 90 days, they'll be moving because there's some renovations that have to be done. Other than that, there is this little thing in the paper that I found, and I thought it might be interesting because I've heard several different things. When we moved here, I was told one thing. After we moved here, you know, there was other things that were talked about. But it's solicitation in the villages. And it says there can be some misunderstanding, confusion about the solicitation in the villages. You're under no obligation to discuss anything with a solicitor that comes to your door. An option is to say, I'm not interested in your offer. You're now on private property, and I request that you please leave and close the door. And it says, what are your options if someone rings your doorbell uninvited and tries to sell you something? Here are your options. Religious and political solicitors are allowed to go door to door in the villages because these are public roads.
That's not true.
So individuals are considered solicitors.
Public road, if he wants to solicit, he needs to stand out in the road.
They're permitted to share religious, political beliefs. If you feel threatened, you're encouraged to call.
Nobody's allowed to trespass.
Are solicitors selling products or services allowed to come to my home? All the roadways within the village are public, and the district is not permitted to restrict access to the community.
No, but they don't have right
If
to be
you
on my
see
property.
solicitors going door to door in your area, contact community
I
standards.
did.
As solicitation is not permitted in the villages.
Right. Say it again.
Other than political and religious. Those are allowed.
But solicitation is not permitted in the villages. That's what I've always said.
But they can't keep them off your street.
They can keep them off your property.
You can keep them off your property. If
Well,
you're standing, your doorway is your
I'm saying if they want to, if a fuller brush man wants to come down here and sell you something, somehow he's got to contact you out there in that street legally.
Now they're saying here it's a doorway.
No, only ones are political and what was the other one?
Religious.
Religious. That's it. Nobody else has the right to step foot on my property. I don't have to have a no trespassing sign. It's the deed restrictions. If they're going to sell here, then these people that wants to do door-to-door salesmen, they need to get their head out of their butt. So they need to know what the rules
You're
are.
supposed to call community standards and let them, community watch, and let them tell them.
That's what I did to that lady that came up here one day. I told her, I said, you can't solicit here. And she said, why not? I said, because I'm telling you, I don't want you here doing it. She said, you can't. She started arguing. That's when I called Community Watch. They came right out and they told her. And next thing I know, the car's leaving.
Yeah. It's if the solicitor become aggressive or refuse to leave property, we urge you to contact law enforcement if you feel threatened. Please call 911.
Well, see,
Now,
I
this
don't know.
comes from Dave Fontaine.
Maybe that's just me and the time that I grew up. I don't know. I don't need to call anybody to protect my property. That's my right. I'll meet you at the front door with a Smith & Wesson. Get off my property.
Okay. Like I said, this comes from Dave Fontaine,
They don't run my property.
VHA Executive Vice President.
They don't
So,
tell me what to do on my
take
property.
it for what it's worth.
They're not the king around here.
Okay. And I think that's it.
I just take that personal when somebody tells me what I can and can't do on my property. It ain't going to happen with me.
You're not out in the country.
That doesn't have anything to do with the ownership of a property, whether it's in the city or outside the city.
Well, I said,
By the way, did you hear Elon Musk's statement the other day? I thought it was funny. They asked him if he was going to vote for Trump. He said, well, actually, he said, I really considered on voting Democrat. He said, but I couldn't get my head up my ass. That was so funny.
oh, we're not political.
That's what he said. I'm telling you what he said.
Okay. Did y'all watch the debate last night?
I did.
Yeah.
The only one thing that really stuck out to me, well, actually two things stuck out to me just watching it.
And we're out of time.
No, we're not. And it wasn't that I was picking sides or anything. I always like to watch debates to hear what each side has to say, because sometimes it can be kind of funny. It was obvious to me which one came prepared, and that was her. She had done a lot of fact checking, a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of practice. You could just tell she had an answer for everything, and it was concise, right on the point. And I believe everything she said. I didn't say that. I'm just saying she came prepared. He came like he always does. I'm just going to rattle off. I wish he would. I wish he'd get better at it, but he's never going to. That's just the way he is. The second thing that I noticed, but he knew this going in. So I blame him and his team for this, because he's supposed to be the smart guy. He's the billionaire. He hires the best people of the best people. The cards was stacked against him as soon as he walked in. The two people that was, what do we call them, moderators down there?
I wrote this down because I knew that would be
they all talked about it. From day one, they had recordings of her and him both. They got their news channel. They're both Trump haters. They hate him. I think it was her, the moderator, the female down there, whatever channel she works for, ABC or something, that Kamala was introduced to her husband by her. So they got a long friendship going on. And then every time he opened his mouth, they were always fact-checking him. And she never got fact-checked one time, even though there was a couple of statements she made that really wasn't exactly right, but they never said anything. But, like I said, he's supposed to be smart, and he allowed this to happen. So you got to blame him for that.
I just wish that they'd come out with questions that pertain to the people. Forget the rest of the garbage, bring up stuff that really pertain to us. But
every time they do, people argue about it.
Well, I said they didn't.
The biggest thing right now, I think, on people's minds is inflation, because it's sucking money right out of you. And every time they open their mouth up, and I'm not blaming just her or him, I'm talking about Congress, the senator, all Schumer, Chuck Schumer. I don't even know how that guy even got a job. But every time they open their mouth and do something, it costs you money.
Yeah.
Every time. And so I think that's number one. Number two has to be illegal immigration. It just has to be. We can't continue to keep spending billions. And then, of course, all the wars. I mean, we're not the world police, but you'd think we was. Everybody keeps asking us for this. And, I don't understand any of this, but it must be, I figured that a lot of this has to go back to some kind of an ancient agreement that maybe Kennedy made. And now,
oh my God, you've been watching conspiracy series.
No, why are we giving people billions of dollars to fight a war? What says we have to do that? What says that NATO, we pay for all the NATO stuff? What says that? There has to. It's just like Japan. You ever notice that Japan really don't have much of an army or anything? And that goes back to the World War II agreement that lasts forever, I guess, that we would protect them and they don't need to do that. And that's what brought peace in the world from that. And so to this day, we protect Japan. That's just how it works. We negotiate it. It's the deal. Just like here. They negotiate things of how this place is going to be built, what's going to be included, what's not going to be included. Once it's approved, that's the deal. So then we come in later and go, hey, how come I can't go to the pool at midnight? They say, well, because there's no lights up there. You have to have lights to stay open after dusk. Well, why don't we have lights? That's the Wildwood Commission over there. They approved it. Now it's on you.
Okay, so you got the political.
Don't give me that okay, it's on you thing.
You got the political viewpoint, and we're gonna go in where it's cool. Have a glass of lemonade. So y'all have a great day. We're gonna take a little bit
Glass of lemonade. I ain't drinking no lemonade.
I'll
she
have
knows
you tea.
that.
It's okay.
Well, I will drink tea. I drink too much tea. Somebody asked me, how much tea do you drink a day? I said, I drink probably about a half a gallon of tea every day. Ain't them bottles half a gallon that you get? Probably about every day, half a gallon. She buys it by the case if she can get it. And we got a cabinet out in the garage, and it's just in there. And there's a refrigerator in the garage, and there's some in there.
And I used to make it, so I just don't do that anymore.
You can't make it right.
Yeah.
Well, it tastes
another one of those things I didn't do right.
No,
so.
you can, any tea. I don't care where it's at. My biggest problem with anything liquid to drink is what I call dirty. Dirty tea, dirty beer, like Blue Duck or Blue Moon. Blue Moon? Blue Duck, Blue Moon. That's what I call dirty beer. Pour it in a glass, hold it up. Can you see through it? No, it's dirty beer. And I look at that going, that's dirty water. What am I drinking that for? Iced tea is the same way. If you try to make homemade tea, in most cases, you hold it up. Lipton's worse. You hold it up, you can't even see through it. But to me, that's dirty water. I just don't want to drink it. So I drink what I drink because I can hold it up and I could read a newspaper through it.
Anyhow, we're done for today, and we'll see y'all on the other side.
Did we have any moderators here today?
Jerry was here.
Oh,
Jerry and Marsha.
Right. Marsha, was Marsha on there? Oh, I didn't even see her. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys, and White Christian Channel. Thank you for all the stuff that you sent us. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we appreciate it. You didn't have to do any of that, man.